Welcome. It's Chuck Solution, Loci, Complex Numbers, Lesson 2. So if you haven't watched Lesson 1, I would encourage you to go and look for Lesson 1. Alright, so let's go to the example here. Sketch on the Argand diagram a modulus of z greater than 4. So this is a region because of the inequality sign here. So our radius is 4 units and our center is at the origin. So we plot on the real axis and the imaginary axis. Then we put the center at the origin here. Right, our radius of 4 units. Then we draw our circle, which is a broken line. Why? Because the inequality here is greater than. Right, so we need to shade the region here. So the region is outside the circle. Right, why are we shading outside the circle here? Because the distance from the origin to any part that is outside the circle here will be greater than 4. So if we move from this point to this point, which will be in this region, that distance will be greater than 4 units. Right, so that's why we shade the region outside the circle. Alright, then we go to the next example here. Sketch on the Argand diagram 3 less than or equals to 4 modulus of z less than 4. So here we have two regions. So if you read from the center here, we can have modulus of z less than 4. So if you read from the center, it's modulus of z less than 4. So we need to sketch this region first. Right, so this one automatically is a circle with the origin at the center and a radius of 4 units, and the circle is broken, and we are shading inside the circle here because the distance from the center to any point of inside the circle will be less than 4. So we shade inside the circle here. Then another region that we can have here is modulus of z greater than or equals to 3. So we need to sketch that one. Alright, so our center is at the origin. Then our radius is 3 units. Then the circle is continuous because of the inequality sign here is greater than or equals to 3. Then we are shading outside the circle. Why? Because the distance from the center to any part which is outside the circle or to the circle will be greater than or equals to 3. So we need to intersect these two regions. We need to intersect these two regions so that we have one common region. Right, so let's see how do we intersect it. Right, so we put our center here. Then we draw the small circle of radius 3 here. So we put 3 units in the continuous circle. Alright, then another one is 4 units and broken circle here. So the intersection of region 1 and region 2 here is this part. So they intersect at this part here. So we are going to shade our intersection. Alright, so let's go to the next example here. Alright, sketch on the Argand diagram a modulus of 4 plus 6i minus 2z less than 8. Alright, so you can see here on z there's minus 2 here. So we can manipulate this loci. So we can rearrange as minus 2z plus 4 plus 6i less than 8 here. So you can factor out modulus of minus 2 here. So if you factor out minus 2 modulus here, we're going to be left with z minus 2i plus 3i less than 8. Alright, so modulus of minus 2 is still 2. So now the next thing we can divide with 2. So if we say 8 divided by 2, we're going to be left with 4. So it's now z minus 2 minus 3i under the modulus less than 4. Alright, so the next thing is to effect a negative here. So we effect a negative, so it's going to be modulus of z minus 2 plus 3i less than 4. So you can see now the center is 2 and 3 and the radius is 4. Alright, so let's say maybe we are not able to manipulate like this. We can now find the Cartesian equation of this loci here by letting z equals to x plus yi. Right, so in this case we have 4 plus 6i minus 2z under the modulus less than 8. So we can say in place of z here you can put x plus yi here. So we put x plus yi in place of z. Then we have 4 plus 6i minus 2 times x plus yi. Then we simplify. Alright, so we have 4 plus 6i minus 2x minus 2yi under the modulus less than 8. Alright, so we can now group the real part together. So it's 4 minus 2x here. Then 6i minus 2yi is the imaginary part here together under the modulus less than 8. Alright, so now we need to find the modulus of this complex, and we say it's less than 8. So modulus of a complex number, we know that it's real squared plus imaginary squared under the square root. So it's 4 minus 2x squared plus 6 minus 2y squared square root less than 8. Alright, so now we can factor out minus 2 here. So it's minus 2 squared here. Then we are left with x minus 2 squared plus, we can also factor out minus 2 squared here. So it's minus 2 squared. Then we are left with y minus 3 squared less than 8. Alright, so minus 2 squared is 4. Then minus 2 squared on this part is also 4. Alright, then we remove the square root. It's going to be 8 squared. Alright, then we can divide with 4 here. 8 squared is 64. So we divide by 4. So 64 divided by 4 is 16. Then we are left with x minus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared less than 16. Alright, so you can see now this is the equation of the circle. X minus squared plus y minus 3 squared less than the radius squared. So your center here, you can see here, it's 2 and 3, and the radius is it's 4. And we need the part which is inside the circle. So let's see now how are we going to sketch it here. Alright, so we plot our imaginary axis and the real axis. Alright, so our 2 and 3 here is in the first quadrant. Then we have a radius of 4 units. Then the circle that we are going to draw is a broken circle. So we draw a broken circle. So this is a broken circle that we have. Alright, so we are shading inside the circle here. Alright, why are we shading inside the circle? Because moving from the center to any part which is inside the circle, the distance will be less than 4 units. Alright, so thank you for watching the video. See you in the next lesson.